By the way, I'm going to come back to this for a moment. I just want to talk about a word here for a moment. What's this word? The word here is max Q. Why have we called this max Q? Does anybody know what I mean by max Q? Say max Q.
Max Q.
Okay, why is it called max Q? Anybody know? Okay. So max Q is?
Maximum output.
Maximum output. Interesting. It is dynamic pressure. When you see the space shuttle, you know, tell me if this looks like the space shuttle. Space shuttle, huh? Pretty good. Cape Canaveral. Now, if you listen, when that rocket takes off from Cape Canaveral, if you listen to the pilots, they say to each other, are we going to achieve max Q? What is max Q? It's the dynamic pressure necessary to go out, to pull away from what? Here's gravity. What's gravity doing? How many rockets have you seen in the movies where the rocket takes off and what happens? It gets halfway up and it falls down. How many initiatives inside organizations take off and then crash? You want to bring about a change, Archie, in your environment. Does it take off? Does it break through away from the gravity and the inertia? Does it pull through? And so we call this chart max Q after the dynamic pressure necessary to break away. Makes sense? Okay. So I'm talking to this team and they say to me, what is this? And I say, well, let's discover what was this thing, what happened over here. They had a max Q. Would you agree? Yeah. Look. What does it say with max Q? Read max Q for me. What does it say?
Join the dynamic pressure line. Don't waste any energy on unaligned activity.
Interesting. What else does it say?
Make sure you make every action count.
Good. What else does it say?
Look for ways to improve and enhance the customer experience.
So the graph has gone up. While you're in breakthrough, and it happens to RBMR over and over again, I've seen it happen. You're going along and then suddenly what happens? You have a spike and you guys don't know how to interpret the spike. And you go, ooh, this is nice. And everybody has this wonderful feeling. And then what happens after that spike? And I say, what were you doing just before that? What caused it? And what caused it? They were in breakthrough, but they didn't follow this thing through. But how do you take your time? What are you doing with your skill? How do you apply your career? Karaba, what's your next job?
CEO.
In which country? In which part of Anglo? You're part of a massive organization. How do you navigate? How do you use this particular chart? Am I making sense? But you don't do that by thinking. You look at what's happened. Because when you look and you apply the 6 rules together, suddenly you start to open up new possibilities. And I'm not exaggerating. There are at least 2 million opportunities waiting for you somewhere right now. Can you tap into them?